morning. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. We're back with Carla Hrycyna from St. Mary's Nursery now to answer some viewer questions. So the first one that comes in is from Michael. He asks, I'm having problems getting my mint to grow in my garden. It gets lots of sunlight and water, but it never grows. The leaves turn yellow and the plant dies. What am I doing wrong?
Okay, sometimes we have to listen to the whole story or sort of see the scene of why a plant doesn't do successful in an area. We have to, with mints, they're actually in a very aggressive plant. And you know that once you have mint established, it's sometimes hard to keep control of it. Oh. So they like to be in a moist spot, but make sure it also has well-drained area as well. So moist means moist, but that has to drain away. But if it's in an area that it's really, really wet, new plants will actually suffocate because the root systems down beneath, they still need to breathe. So in the portion of what you have roots, you have soil, and you have airspace. So you still need a little bit of airspace, even though it says that it likes to have a moist area. Also too, question, is it planted up against the house? Because sometimes there's so much lime in our gardens that are up close to buildings that it doesn't cause proper growth for some of our plants.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Also too, these guys here, they like a little bit of a pH system of between 6 and 7, and we're very alkaline. So maybe by supplementing some of the garden that you have, by putting a little bit of pH in it to help lower that alkalinity of your soil, will help encourage it.
And how do you do that?
Adding peat moss. Peat moss has a little bit of more of an acidic content to it. And if it's turning yellow year after year and you're planting it in the exact same spot, change your location.
Try that.
Change your location, try that. And if it just was one incidence where the leaves were turning yellow, also too, because it may have been the season that when you planted it, if it was a dry season, check and see, maybe some bugs were on it. We don't know. And if you don't know if on yellowing leaves could be overwatering, it could be underwatering, or it could be insects that are sucking the energy out of the plant.
Yikes, so many factors. So you really do want to take a look at what's happening in your own yard and look for those
Take
things.
a look, and if you're really not sure, you can bring a leaf into your garden center where you go to, and they could put it under a scope and see what's happening that for you too.
Perfect. And very quickly now, the mosquitoes are out. First generation have hit the city, and Simone writes she loves being outside in her garden, but she hates being bit by all the mosquitoes. What kinds of things can she do to get rid of them?
Okay. She also asked about citronella too. Citronella, I actually got into it and I said, there's citronella, and citronella you can get into a plant form, and it gives off an emission of, it's all about scent. They don't like the scent of those lemony, spicy types of plants. So you can do that. Citronella candles, definitely, but I read that once the citronella candles have to be very fresh because it's the essential oils that go through. So if your candles are sitting around for a while, it just sort of decreases the potency. Other plants that you can plant, ageratum is a good plant to go on to. Some of the other ones that we have there, carmidin, monarda, and then this is the one that you got kind of going. Why not put a bat house up?
A bat house in your yard.
You could do a bat house, and because they will munch on so many mosquitoes. And then there is a product out, it's called Mosquito Less, and it's also about the scent. And I know I opened it up and one of the guys actually smelt it and said, oh, can I apply that to my seasonings for my steak? But it's garlic, it's got a really garlic base.
Very much
and you're
so.
Scattering it amongst. So even taking control, mosquito dunks, if you have a water pool source, I know that in the garden we're always saying eliminate anything that's holding a reservoir of water that's non-circulated water, because you want to go through on it. Ponds, pools, bird baths, put a little bit of dunk in it. It's not going to hurt your birds at all.
There you go. Lots of solutions to keep those skeeters at bay because they are out and they are pesky and you do not want them around, and the bats could be your answer. Thank you so much, Carla.
You're welcome.
Be back next week with more Green Thumb. We're taking a quick break here on BT. Stay with us.
BT's Green Thumb, brought to you by St. Mary's Nursery, every Wednesday morning on Breakfast Television.